This video is sponsored by Mark 7 Car Wash Equipment, providing clean, dry, shiny cars for over 50 years. Visit mark7.net for more information.
Hello and welcome to Newsmakers, the video series that takes you beyond the car washing and detailing headlines. Today on our Newsmaker interview, we welcome John Roush, CEO of Express Wash Concepts. Hello, John, and thank you for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me, Rich. Good to be here.
All right, sounds good. Well, today's topic is on the news of Express Wash Concepts expanding in Northwest Ohio. And John, this interview here is a follow-up to a press release posted on carwash.com about a new acquisition. So can you please share a little bit more details about the three newly acquired washes?
Sure. We just recently purchased Meyers Auto Wash in Toledo, Ohio. They had 3 locations, and I've been working with them since back in 2009 or 10 to help them. Actually, we built these 3 washes. So Mark and Nikki, great operators, great people, great family, they're personal friends, and they were kind of ready to set sail, and we were there to be able to do that and facilitate buying those 3 washes, and then planning on doing some expansion up there.
Sounds good. And speaking of that area, with this latest acquisition, your wash expands to 31 locations, which by my count, looking at the 2019 top 50 list, is a addition of 8 locations in 2020. Chain continues to expand in Northwest Ohio. So why is this area of the state of such high importance to Express Wash Concepts in 2020?
Well, we're want to stay kind of hyper local in the state. We know these are very difficult to operate to the quality we want to operate. So staying in the state, staying local, being able to get there, have oversight to it really is important to us. So Toledo is just another great market to be into. We're already in Cleveland, Dayton, a little bit of northern Cincinnati and Columbus. So makes perfect sense for us. And we've got great coverage up there for service teams and for area management. And again, we built these 3 washes and they basically operated like us. So this is a really easy transition. So, we're just working in the state and trying to do our thing. So it's a good area.
All right, sounds good. So for 2021, will the chain's growth strategy remain in Ohio, or will you be looking out of state at all in the near future?
We are very heavily in Northeast Ohio. Toledo's got a pretty interesting pipeline to it. Columbus, amazingly, with 20 locations, they'll be open basically at the end of the year, has another 4 or 5 locations. And then our Flying Ace brand in Dayton and northern Cincinnati, we've got 2 or 3 locations there. We are looking, we have several sites in contract in the Pittsburgh MSA as kind of the next area of interest. So we're working heavily over there. We've hired 2 further dedicated development directors in that Pittsburgh market and in the Northeast Ohio market, along with what we have here in Columbus. So we're working on it. We want to respectfully grow and build great locations and provide a great service to those areas. So we're working hard on it. I think at 21 we should be at the end of 21 we should be somewhere above that 50 mark, another pretty interesting milestone by the end of the year. So we're working hard on it. We're got some great projects really on the pipeline. It's pretty interesting.
Sounds good, and we certainly wish you all the best in reaching that.
Still have my hair and everything. It's crazy.
Well, that's a good sign for now.
Yeah.
So in early April 2020, really as our country was in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic, you took some time to do an interview with me for an article I was writing for an issue at that time regarding the initial impacts that COVID was having on car washes. So you mentioned during that interview that you expected traffic to drop by 25% for the remainder of the year. And again, this was in April 2020. So how did your locations end up performing against that projection? And are you expecting a more normal and maybe more predictable year in 2021?
You know, luckily I'm wrong all the time, so that's a good thing. Amazingly, we were absolutely blessed to not see any of those contractions. We were able to keep our volumes on our. We kind of look at our stores in organics, our original 16s. Those are interesting to watch versus our new stores past that 16. And in our original 16, and both brands, we basically stayed flat or a little bit up, which was pretty good for having a couple weeks shutdown. And then, you know, obviously people weren't traveling and out there using services like they had been in the past. And then the new stores were heavily up to the right. And so again, company-wide, we probably washed 30% more than we did in 19. So again, blessed. We never saw any contraction in our club, which was amazing. I thought that would have been the scariest thing to us, but we were able to hold the club and grow the club. In fact, I think in 20, we might have about a 35% increase in club. So now that a little unfair because of new stores, but been in a pretty interesting ride through there to get through this. And we got a lot of friends in restaurant business that are just dying, and you know, we were really lucky. You know, we didn't need any PPP help. We couldn't get it. We didn't use it. And, you know, we really did well through this pandemic.
All right, sounds good. Well, it's a good time or a good situation to be wrong in that case. So I'm glad to see that that you were able to end the year ahead of that that early projection. So John, thank you for taking a few minutes here to discuss the news with me for carwash.com. It's always great to see you, and we wish you and the folks at Express Wash Concepts all the best here moving forward.
Well, thanks for having me today. Appreciate you.